Hello, I'm Yasuhiko Asada, Japanese. As you watch this video, you are fascinated by Japanese anime, food, culture, and Oriental exoticism, and you want to go to Japan. However, when you are planning to a trip to Japan, there are two things you must know. First one is many Japanese people do not speak English. Second one is Japanese people are shy. You may think that you may not be able to enjoy your first trip to Japan under those circumstances, but I'm here to help. My English is not that good, but I will try to help you enjoy your trip to Japan just a little bit. In fact, I lived in the United States for 6 years in the past and traveled a lot there. I had a lot of help from many Americans during my year there and enjoyed my travels. I made this video to give back a little. I think I can explain to some extent the cultural differences you feel between Western countries and Japan. It is my great pleasure that you can enjoy your trip to Japan. I would love for you to see this before you come to Japan. There are 10 things you should know before coming to Japan. 1. Japanese people keep their distance from foreigners they don't know. There are no trash cans in Japanese cities. 3. Restrooms are called toilet or toilet. 4. You need to carry cash with you. 5. Don't talk loudly on the train or in the street. 6. Don't think about traveling by car. 7. If you drop something important, go to the police station immediately. Convenience stores are really convenient. Better to buy souvenir at 100 yen shop. Tipping is not required in Japan. I will explain each of them in detail. Japanese people keep their distance from foreigners they don't know. Japanese don't often discriminate against people just because of their skin color. Many Japanese consider themselves to be people of color, but they just distinguish between Japanese and foreigners. For example, if you are an American, you may find that many Japanese do not sit beside you when you sit on the train. This is often because the Japanese don't want to be talked to by foreigners, or just because you are bigger than the Japanese and they feel a little bit insecure. This is due to the fact that Japanese people don't have many opportunities to come in contact with foreigners. It has only been in the last 10 years that foreigners have started to visit Japan. There were also few Japanese people going to abroad. On the other hand, around 2018, before Corona, there are many foreigners in the city due to Japanese anime and culture. Even in Japanese school, English is now taught directly by Westerner or American, not by Japanese. However, unfortunately, many Japanese still cannot speak English. This is partly due to the fact that they are not in an environment where they need to speak English to get a job. In any case, many of them feel embarrassed by the fact that they can't even speak English to foreigners. If a Japanese person is spoken by a foreigner, the Japanese person has two concerns. The first one is the anxiety of being approached in a language you don't speak and not knowing how to handle it. In some cases, this may be the cause even if you are spoken to in Japanese. Another is that they may be embarrassed to speak English in public, whether they speak English or not. This is because they feel embarrassed that other Japanese people around them are listening to their poor English. Japanese people are very concerned about the eyes of the people around them. I think this is a big difference from Western culture. Japanese people have a habit of behaving same way as others around them and not wanting to stand out. Because of this, some people may be a little distant from you. However, on the other hand, many Japanese people try their best to understand and respond to requests from others. This is true even if the other is a foreigner. Once they know what you are having trouble with, many Japanese will try to help you. For example, if you are lost and in trouble, try to talk to someone around you. Of course, they may look a little surprised, but once they understand your intention, many of them will respond to you. This is maybe a characteristic of Japanese people. As you know, Japan is a country with many disasters such as earthquake, typhoon, and floods. And I feel that many people are highly conscious of helping each other. Many Japanese try to support others as much as they can when they are asked to do something. For example, let's say you are looking for famous clothes section at Shibuya station. When you talk to people around you, their first reaction may be a little surprise. However, if you know you want to go to the clothes section, they maybe even take you there. Many Japanese people think that it is faster to take them along to explain in a language they don't know. Not all of them, but I think many of them are kind. I also often ask people for detailed directions when changing trains at the station. I hope you will try it too. There are no trash cans on Japanese streets. What surprised many foreigners when they come to Japan is how clean the streets are. What surprised even more is that there are no trash cans on the streets. Actually, there used to be a lot of trash cans in the past. However, I don't remember when. At some point, these were removed. I think one of the reasons was that bombs were planted in trash cans during international terrorist incidents. In any case, trash cans are really scarce, so you need to take your trash home with you and throw it away at your hotel. Japanese people at least have a culture of cleaning up around their own homes and stores. I feel that this is partly due to the influence of Japanese culture, Shintoism, and Buddhism. The number of churches in US seems to be around 380,000. On the other hand, the number of temples and shrines in Japan is also around 380,000. And considering the rate of the population, the number of the temples and shrines in Japan is 2.6 times that of the United States. Many Japanese, when asked what their religion is, say that they are not religious. However, many of the major events in Japan are related to Shintoism and Buddhism. For example, at the beginning of the year, many people visit temple and shrine to pay their respects. There are also many events related to temple and shrine that Japanese people participate in, being throwing in February and Hinamatsuri in March. Some of those events are national-wide while others are local. There are several events related to temple and shrine held every month, and temple and shrine are cleaned very carefully. The idea is not to make the place dirty. God and Buddha reside. Furthermore, in Shinto there are many gods such as the sun, mountains, window, trees, stones, rocks, and even people from the past. Shinto believes that everything in this world has a god in it. Because of this, it was considered natural to keep our surrounding clean in order to welcome the gods that there are all around us. I don't know if people today are so conscious of this, but I remember that in my time my parents and school teacher told us to do so. At the elementary school, children clean the classroom every day. Incidentally, we still have the annual event of cleaning at the end of the year, not only our homes, but even in our offices. Being clean also has an impact on preventing crime. In this sense, I recommend that you do not go any further into a place where the city feels dirty. Restrooms are called toilet or toire. There is an idea in Japan that the toilets that are most likely to get dirty are always kept clean. This may also be due to the influence of Shintoism. In Japan, there are very few restrooms that you can use for a fee. Most restaurants have a restroom, and large stores and many convenience stores offer free restroom. The rooms are smaller than in the US, but most restaurants are clean and toilet paper is provided. Most toilets in Japan have warm toilet seats. This is prevent your body from being shocked by the temperature differences when you sit on the toilet seats. Especially in winter, it is warm and comfortable. Furthermore, the type of toilet that washes with warm water instead of toilet paper is becoming more popular. By the way, there is no dryer in the restroom to dry your hands after washing them. For this reason, I recommend bring your own hand towel. These are available at convenience stores and 110 stores. Even if you want to know where the restroom is, you can ask a shop staff or nearby person as follows. Some people will then either give you directions or take you there. すみません、トイレはどこですか? And you say, ありがとうございました. That means thank you very much. Or ありがとう. That means thank you. In Japanese, there are polite words separate from normal words. This is what makes the Japanese language difficult to understand. We often use this word to indicate our position. For example, a boss and subordinate may say the same thing in different way. Considering this point, I feel English is a very easy language to understand. Comparing Japanese and English, English is more logical. Japanese does not like to directly say negative statement about itself. Because of this, Japanese people have a culture of not saying yes or no directly. You need to have cash with you. In American society, credit cards are accepted for most purchases. Unfortunately, there are things that you can't use credit card for in Japan. For example, credit card may not be accepted in small-scale stores such as ramen shop and fast food restaurants. In addition, there are many small restaurants and stores in the city that not accept credit card. For this reason, I strongly advise you to take cash with you. The amount may depend on each person, but having at least 3,000 yen would be a good idea. By the way, there are the following types of cash in Japan. 10,000 yen is paper money, almost same as $100. 5,000 yen is paper money, almost same as $50. 2,000 yen is paper money, almost same as $20. 1,000 yen is a paper money, almost same as $10. 500 yen is coin, $5. 100 yen is coin, $1. 50 yen coin, 50 cents. 10 yen, 10 cents. 5 yen, 5 cents. 1 yen, 1 cent. Of this cash, only the following can be used in the various vending machines. 1,000 yen paper money, 500 yen coin, 100 yen coin, 50 yen coin, and 10 yen coin. By the way, 2,000 yen bills can't be used in vending machine. This is because there are only a few in existence. I have not seen a 2,000 yen bill recently. Therefore, please be careful when you exchange money at the airport. Next to the cash is my iPhone 12. It is better not to talk loudly on the train or in the city. In Japan, there are not many people who talk loudly on the train during the day. We take care to be as quiet as possible. In many cases, Japanese people are educated by their parents to not bother others. In any case, because of this culture of consideration for others, the train is unexpectedly quiet. Many people are watching their favorite things on their smartphones. People who enjoy videos and music usually have earphones on. However, after 10 p.m., there are many people returning home from izakaya Japanese-style pubs who have been drinking and lose their self-control and may become noisy. Incidentally, there are few people who drink and eat on the train in the city center. Except in the case of long-distance trains such as Shinkansen, it is better to refrain from eating and drinking on train in the city center. Due to the small size of Japan, investment in transportation infrastructure came first in the form of railroad. The railroad network to the whole country was built first, and then the highway network was built. Don't think about traveling by car. When you are an American or a European, come to Japan, you will probably want to drive around. However, it is not a good idea. I lived in the US for about 6 years and I find out it's really easy to get around by car in the United States. However, when you come to Japan for a trip, I don't recommend using a car. First of all, most countries drive on the right side of the road, but Japan drives on the left side of the road. Also, the roads in Japan are narrow and congested, especially in the city, and it is easy to get lost in the intricate streets. Above all, gasoline is expensive, $7 per gallon, and all highway tolls generate cost about the same as gasoline cost. Also, there are far more traffic lights on public roads than in the United States, and there are many traffic jams in the city center. In addition, it is difficult to find a parking space in the tourist area, and you have to pay a high price. Of course, there are also buses, but buses, especially in the city area, can be late due to the traffic jams. So, if you are coming to Japan as a tourist, I recommend taking the train. Most trains have no delay. Even if there is a delay, it is within a few minutes. Also, the train fare is not so expensive. There are many train lines, about 80 in Tokyo alone. It has become difficult for people to figure out which lines are best to use. I use a route transfer app. You can use the same functionality with Google Maps. If you drop something important, go to the koban, which is police box, immediately. You may feel uneasy when you forget or drop something at the store. You will be anxious when you forget or lose something. If you realize that you have left a bag or other item at the store and the store is close by, return immediately and ask the store staff if they have it. In most cases, the forgotten item is still there or the staff will take care of it. This is because if another customer notices it, they will give it to the store staff. We are trained by our parents and school teacher from childhood to behave this way. Or you can go back to the hotel, explain the situation to the hotel staff and ask them to call the store. I often leave things at the store, but most of the time they are found in the store. There are many kind of people, but generally speaking, Japanese people are mostly good people. In some cases, it may have reached the local police box. Also, if you explain the situation at the police box, they will contact you if they find your lost property. You can also ask the front desk of your hotel to contact the police. Generally speaking, Japanese people are very cooperative in resolving your problems at any time. I think it's because people have had the experience of cooperating with others when they have trouble. In fact, I have dropped my wallet many times and in most cases, it has come back too. Once when I was riding my motorcycle on a long drive, my wallet fell out of my back pocket and come back. I could not even consider where I had dropped it, but still, I told the police about the situation and it come back to me a while later. When many people experience something like this, they will worry about the person they dropped it on, and the culture of delivering it to the police will come back more common. This way of life makes me proud to be Japanese. In addition, there are police boxes close to where we live, so it is easy to go there. I think this is also because Japan is often hit by disasters and there is a tendency to help each with others close by. Convenience stores are really convenient. Japanese convenience stores sell not only many kinds of food and beverages, but also household goods. For example, umbrellas, face washing products, stationery, and so on. Of course, each chain store offers different items, but they are very convenient for our daily lives. Furthermore, many stores have ATMs. You can also send and receive packages, pay utility bills, use copy machines, and print from your PC or smartphone. There are many stores, especially in Tokyo. In addition, there are many types of food available and it is often difficult to choose what to eat. Moreover, they are delicious. Recently, there are many private brand products and many people feel the quality of those taste is very high. Because of this, many people buy them even if the price is a little bit higher than a supermarket. In addition, some stores provide space to eat what is sold there, which is convenient for busy people. In the US, a gasoline stand is similar but has many more features. When you come to Japan, you should definitely visit a convenience store once. By the way, major convenience stores in Japan are as follows. Biggest one is 7-Eleven. Second one is Family Mart. Third one is Lawson. You can find any of those everywhere in Tokyo. Better to buy souvenir at the 100-yen store. Many kinds of household goods are sold at 100 yen store. Although they are called 100 yen, they are actually 108 yen including the 8% tax. Some items are also sold for 200 or 300 yen. However, the majority of items are 100 yen. The number of items sold depend on the size of the store. Stores further away from the station are larger and offer a wider variety of products. The major 100 yen stores are as follows. Biggest one is Daiso. Second one is Celia. Third one is Kandu. Fourth one is Lawson. Daiso in particular has a lot of stores and a wide selection of products. I use them often. The charm of this 100 yen store is that many of its products are very inexpensive but high quality. Items that would normally be more expensive are sold at really low price. You can see nearby stores by typing Daiso in Google Maps. Many of those products you can take home as souvenir. That would include really cheap and useful things along with oriental and exotic things. I think you will enjoy just looking at the products as they are all well worth the price. Tipping is not required in Japan. There is no tipping system in Japan. There is no need to tip at restaurant and other establishment. Many American restaurants ask the waiter to bring the bill after finishing the meal. Then you write the amount of the tips on the bills and hand the card to the waiter. However, in Japanese restaurants, the waiter brings the bill at the same time the meal is served. When you finish your meal, you take the bill to the cashier. You pay the bill there. Of course, you don't need to tip at this time. Even if you still want to tip, please do not do so, as it can cause trouble, especially in chain restaurants. Japanese people are not conscious of paying for service in their daily life. It is natural to go to a store and sell a good product, and the service will always improve as well so that you will want to buy even more from that service. Many Japanese consider this kind of improvement in daily life as part of their job. This tendency is strongest at Toyota. Toyota has become a large company through constant awareness of Kaizen, improvement. If you go to a bookstore, you will find many books about Toyota's improvement. Tipping is not required for hotels, cabs, and other service businesses in general, in addition to restaurants. By the way, in countries such as the US, if you want to ask something from a waiter at the restaurant, there is a person in charge of your table. However, there is no person in charge of your table in Japan. You may approach any of the wait staff and ask them what you need. If you address the waiter, say "sumimasen," and the waiter will notice. That is common in Japan. Of course, if you wait, someone will come to take your order, but if it is too late, you can call on anyone. For example, if you want a glass of water, you can say "sumimasen," meaning "excuse me," to the waiter nearby, and he will come right away. Recently, some restaurants have a button on the table to call the waiter. Furthermore, water and Japanese tea are free on charge at most restaurants. In Japan, water and green tea are considered part of the service. On the other hand, juice, coffee, etc. are charged and listed on the menu. Recently, some stores, especially inexpensive ones, have begun to offer self-service water. Please be careful as you will be able to spot such stores by looking around.